Hi Internet. Today we're carrying on our series on games to play next. In previous weeks, Steve and David gave you some ideas of where you might be able to go after Munchkin and Monopoly. This week, the act I'm following up on is Candyland. For many children, Candyland is one of their first games, and for kids between the ages of 3 and 5, it has a lot to offer. It's got a great theme, candy. It teaches color recognition, the social etiquette of waiting for your turn, it lets you practice being a good winner or loser. All great stuff for very young kids. Now, what Candyland doesn't have is any choices that will actually affect the outcome. Once you sit down, once the deck is shuffled, the outcome of the game has already been determined. It doesn't involve any sort of higher order thinking at all, unless, of course, you count philosophizing about the nature of decision and free will in a fundamentally absurd universe. But plenty of adults pull it off our shelves here anyway, even the ones who aren't existentialists. They choose it because it's familiar, it's simple, and the nostalgia factor can blind them to the fact that apart from nostalgia, it really doesn't have much else going for it. So whether your child has outgrown Candyland, or you work in a board game cafe like Snakes and Lattes, and you'd like to offer your customers who have fond memories of Candyland something a little bit more engaging to try next, here are some suggestions. First up is Carta Hey Mia. The board is just a track like Candyland, but it has pictures instead of colors. So for young kids, picture recognition is the new skill they're going to master. The board is made of pieces you can arrange however you like, so it's different each time you play. Instead of having one gingerbread person, you each have a team of 6 pirates trying to get to the end of the tunnel and escape the prison of Carta Hey Mia. So you get to choose which one to move. Is it better to get your lead piece to the end, or let one of your trailing pieces catch up to the pack? And you don't just pull a random card from the deck, you pick one from your hand. Play a card with a hat, and you get to move one of your pieces to the next empty space with a hat. Play a parrot, move to the next empty space with a parrot. Sometimes a piece that falls behind can really zip ahead. And if you want to pick up more cards, which you do since you can't move forward without them, you have to pick one of your pieces to move backwards. Deciding when's the best moment to pull back gives you some actual agency and the chance to interact with your opponents. The original Carta Hey Mia is out of print, but back in 2014, Ravensburger brought out a new edition. They tinkered with the rules a little bit, but the original rules are easy to find online if you want to play the award-winning original. Another good step beyond Candyland is Tsuro. Tsuro is all about following a path. But here, the players create their own paths through the game. You put a tile in front of your piece and follow the line. If you go off the board, you're out. If you bump into somebody, you're both out. The last surviving player wins. Like in Carta Hey Mia, Tsuro players have a hand of tiles to choose from, so choice and agency definitely do exist here. Sorry, Monsieur Kenny. Do you have a favorite alternative to Candyland? Or is there a game you'd like us to take as our next starting point? Leave a comment below, or tweet it to us at Snakes and Lattes, and be sure to follow us for all of our latest news and contests. And as always, if you have questions for us, send them to asksnakes@snakesandlattes.com. See you next time.